Hi, footprinters. Chrissy here. I just thought I'd do a shorter but an extra live this week. What a very turbulent week. Of course, the much loved and esteemed Linda G has been saying for months that what is happening now was going to happen, and yeah, very, very turbulent. And then, of course, there was Senator Alex Padilla being dragged out of a briefing. I mean, that was just inexcusable for interrupting and asking a question. That is, yeah. So, is this the breaking point? Firstly, I'm going to say a prayer to universal spirit and guides of the highest truth and compassion. Ask for your help and guidance in living a life of higher vibration and in helping others through practicing my light work. I ask that a sphere of protection be placed over the people of the United States so that they can be helped, guided through this turbulent time. Hi, everyone. Yeah, okay. It is pretty scary, isn't it? Hi, Uncover the News. Thank you for that. Hi, Steve. Yeah, I just thought, yeah, I didn't get any when I was reading that story. I thought, yeah, that's all Israel. So there's no involvement there of the US. But with such a turbulent week, I thought I would check in. These things will pass. But it is a very turbulent week, and it's not that Netanyahu cares much, but with all that is happening in the United States, within the United States, it's like Israel and Netanyahu have taken advantage of that to do what they might have not done previously, or might have held off on doing. Anyway, so I thought I would do a couple of readings on the situation in the US. It is, yeah, just that story of sitting senator being dragged out. I mean, is the US at breaking point with this administration? Hi, Aunt Susan. Hi, my darling. How are you? It's been a few weeks. I know I checked in on you a few weeks ago. How you going? Yes, shocking, isn't it? It's a bit scary. Just have to wait and see what happens with if things settle down for our planned trip. It would be a shame not to have to cancel or change any of it, at least the US leg of it. So I'll have to wait and see. Yeah. yeah. Oh, okay. I was thinking about all this that's been happening, and I was shuffling the deck, and the 8 of wands came out. Swift communication, swift movement. There's still more to come. Hi, Apple. I'm probably only going to be on for about till 9 o'clock or so, half an hour or so. So, and yeah, because I've got quite a bit to do today. See what else the cards have to say about this is the US. Of course, here is Trump, but is the military king. So things moving swiftly. Yeah. Yes, I'll have a look at that too. Oh my goodness. Things happening swiftly. Trump. But then we have withdrawal, illness, stepping back. Now it's interesting. This card, like in like the traditional Rider-Waite deck and others with the stained glass window, there's usually the word Pax in the window. The word Pax does not appear in this window, but there is definitely withdrawal, illness. Hey, Yvonne. Now we've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is usually legal help required. It's reversed. I'm just gonna, because I am not infallible, just gonna double check some notes, okay? Authority, but you know it's reversed. So questions about the authority. I think this could be legal actions and things like that. Yeah. Now I like to review my cards every now and then. That terrorists might plan drone strikes in the US. Wow. It probably is seen as a softer target at the moment because of the internal. What is the outcome of all this happening within the US at the moment? Home, family, celebration, but for who? I mean, this internal conflict. Just tell me more. But it could also be homecoming. Homecoming. Tell me more about this homecoming. With this. Out in the cold. I asked if this was a breaking point for the US for opportunity about repeated mistakes. Getting away with things. No more getting away with things. Hey, sweetie girl. There's some nummies down there if you want some. Come on. Agreement, prosperity, unexpected opportunities. Unexpected opportunities for Four of Wands. Wow. Interesting. I haven't reviewed my basic meanings and all that in quite a while, so I'm using the little books and all that. Yeah. Is there any concern that terrorists might plan drone strikes in the US while all this upheaval? Well, the thing is, there's international foreign terrorists and there's domestic. So foreign terrorist drone strikes, any concern about that? Actually, it's a global. Yeah, the world is watching the US. Despite working and working and working, nothing has sunk in. Now, the world card actually came out reversed, so I'm going to double check things. Demanding tasks, setbacks, and hindered activities. Yeah, so yes, there is some concern, but with this being reversed, it did come out reversed, hindered, so that things that they're going to be hindered. So, but there's lots of details and everything. Well, this is interesting. This working, learning details is flanked by the world reversed, hindered prospects, the last major arcana, and the first in the major arcana. A new journey. Iran. Let's have a look at Israel, Iran. Okay, Israel. Guides, can you please? Success, public recognition, and progress, self-confidence. Well, this is certainly what Israel is saying. But it's crossed with the 9 of Cups, contentment, satisfaction, and gratitude, wishes come true. So the fact that it's crossing the 9 of Cups, challenging it, inner happiness, materialism, dissatisfaction, and indulgence. Why they're counting that, the challenge here is, or the cross here is getting what they want. So what is the advice here? It might be best to walk away, to stop. They might it's got trying one more time, indecision, aimlessness, drifting, with the 8 of Cups reversed. Baba, no. There we go. So, yeah, this is not. They feel very victorious, but it's not. They're gonna be disappointed. They're gonna keep, but they're gonna try. At least at the base of all this, dissatisfaction. Yeah, retreat, withdrawal, checking in for alignment. So look, there's going to be. Feel like they might claim a victory when there isn't really one. Outcome, yeah, painful endings, deep loss, betrayal, loss, crisis. So it's not going to be the victory that Israel claims. Why not? Body politics. Yeah. It wasn't a very smart thing to do. They're going to learn a big lesson. Financial opportunities, wishful thinking. Yeah, it's not going to be as clear cut as they think it is. So it's all going to be up in the air at the moment. Yeah. Hi, Jazzy girl. Lovely kitty is. Now, I'm going to have a look at Cameo, come on, baby. There's so much going on, isn't there? And people, certain countries, in fact, are going to take advantage of it. Is there going to be something happening in Taiwan? An uptick in anxiety and fear. But long days clandestine, no difficulty, doubt. The Empress is here. Fruitfulness, initiative, action. Feel like it's a protective thing. Inner clarity, rethinking an idea, clouded judgment. Okay, there's definitely might be a try. I think things are going to be pretty well maintained the status quo there in Taiwan. Rethinking an idea. That doesn't mean that there's not consideration about maybe trying it with all this distraction, but I think they're going to rethink this. China and stuff. So, and Taiwan is, it can handle this at the moment. Hi, Patricia Francesco. But that doesn't mean that there's always people from China in Taiwan having a look, clandestine spies and all that. But there's going to be a rethinking. So, no, I don't think anything much is going to happen there during this time of turbulence. I think Israel is probably going to be the biggest one. Yeah, one Israeli official says it'll last for weeks, and the other says days. Hi, J Cat Lady. Okay. How long have I been going? 23 minutes. Will things settle down in the US? Will things settle down in the US? Israeli uncovered news. Israeli media reports that Iran's chief of staff was likely eliminated. The first thought that popped into my head there is that it's like a hydra. You get rid of one, another one's going to very quickly replaced, and possibly someone who's even more ideologically worse than the person who's born. So it's So I'm going to do a quick reading with messages from Spirit for the US about the coming days. I'm going to do some meditating on it tonight for tomorrow's live. I will be back tomorrow. When I saw what happened to Senator Padilla, is that okay? Is that a breaking point? Is this a breaking point? Is this the start of the downfall of the Trump administration? Three of Pentacles. Yeah, well, that's a yes. People are tired of giving and giving and giving to Trump and not getting, or Trump taking and not recognizing the people he's hurting. The Moon. Just doing some revision here with some things. I like to occasionally do some revision. New goals, births, and healing. Okay. So new goals have been set, and a birth, like a birth of what? It's interesting that got the Three of Pentacles and the goddess of the moon and her dog each has three heads. So I feel like it's going to be a three-pronged attack, maybe. Judgment. Yeah, this is people are. Yeah, judgment is definitely starting to it's just too far. A sitting senator being dragged out of a briefing. Four of Cups, dissatisfaction. Fiery protector. I feel like this Pam Bondi, been aging. Remember Jeff Sessions? You know, everyone made fun of him and all that, but he stood up at one point and said to Trump, no, this is as far as this goes. This far, no further. And of course, Trump got rid of him. Hi, Sherry French. They're taking J Cat lady. They're just taking advantage of the distraction with the chaos in the US. Basically, that's it. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good time to. So I feel like mm, I don't know. It's maybe Pam Bondi might step up. I think it's been said by some of us that there's a chance she might step up and say this far no further. But Six of Pentacles. Validation. Protective. Raw. I feel this. Mm, strength. I think it's gonna be strength. A strong, strengthened response by the people. Wanting more and more and more, not giving, strengthened response. I do feel like this is all saying that it's a critical point is being reached. And could there be a constitutional crisis in the US? Will things come to a head in the US soon? World's watching. World's watching. And that's a big yes. The King of Pentacles, that's Trump. The Queen of Swords, clearing away that which does not serve you. Yeah, I think there could be things coming to a head soon. Just now, I'm going to think more on this overnight. I'm going to wrap it up for today. I just thought I'd come on for a little bit. And things will pass. Things will get better. I just want to reassure you. It's not all going to clear up overnight. It's not all going to magically happen overnight. But things are going to happen quicker, I think, than anticipated. So I'll definitely do some meditating on it. And I will be back tomorrow morning for my usual Saturday morning live. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, love you too, Anne. We might have a chat over the weekend, hey? And so please stay happy, stay safe. If you're in California and anywhere else where people are starting to arc up, please stay safe. Use caution. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay? So stay loving and please stay laughing. It can be hard sometimes to think, oh, stay laughing. It's easy for you to stay. But sometimes humor and warmth will help you through some of the toughest times. Okay? So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.